No one has signed up for public comment?
I do have.
Okay. Please sign up next time.
Sorry.
Oh, it's for our record.
Okay, I'll sign it.
Seeing as how particular you are about things, I hope you can appreciate that.
I'm particular. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about your own policies and procedures, and specifically concerning a couple of cases that were administratively closed by the board at their special meeting on July 16th. Those were my cases, and I was never informed that those cases were coming before the board, so I could speak to them in defense, which I believe is part of your policies. And I was also never interviewed in these cases, which is part of the CASA, requires that all complainants be interviewed. So I think you guys need to take a look at those policies and practices. It's also my understanding that as of the 3rd, the case review subcommittee met and had these 2 cases on their agenda, which also, by the way, back on August 8th, these 2 cases were put on the full board's agenda as appeals. Your policies are that cases that are administratively closed cannot be appealed, but they can be reopened if new evidence is brought forward by the complainant, which I have not done yet. And there is no timeline. I have no timeline that I have to meet to bring those new evidence forward to ask for reconsideration for reopening these cases. The other thing, like I said, so August 8th meeting, these were put on the agenda as an appeal. And then again, on September 3rd, they were put on the case review subcommittee's agenda as appeals. And it is my understanding that the case review subcommittee is going to make a recommendation at your next full board meeting next week that I be denied reopening these cases when I haven't even asked for reconsideration yet. So it appears that several policies are simply being ignored, and I don't understand why. So next week, you guys are going to be hearing from the case review subcommittee and giving me denials for requests for reopening of administratively closed cases that I haven't even made yet.
So first, Chelsea, if it's okay.
Well, hold on. You have 20 seconds left. So are those all of your comments?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
If you don't mind. I think that we didn't actually do anything with the cases, any of the cases last month, other than defer them until this month, if I remember correctly.
You tabled them to send to the case review subcommittee.
Right. So it's a little bit preemptive, but I get where you're going and I can understand.
Well, it's my understanding that they're going to make a recommendation to you guys to deny me reopening those administratively closed cases.
I can certainly understand being proactive about it, but we're just not quite there yet. There's still time in between. But I think that the appeal part of the agenda last month, had it gone through the way it was supposed to, is not so much your appeal at that point. It would be for us to decide if we want to hear an appeal first. And then you would have the following month the opportunity to appeal the case, and you would be sent information on how to do that.
Right. But I think calling them an appeal is misleading, because an appeal under your rules says, I believe, 30-day timeline. This is not an appeal. This is a request for reconsideration.
Right.
And there is no timeline.
I hear you.
Okay? And I have not done that yet. I'm still gathering information to bring forward to you for request for reconsideration on the cases, which I have not, I haven't done yet.
So all of this meeting is recorded and it's open records and all of that good stuff, OMA compliant. Are you officially telling us that you are not filing an appeal? At this time, we'll say at this time with that caveat.
I
Is
am
that what
not
you're saying?
under your policies. These are administratively closed cases.
Right.
These cannot be appealed.
I think that
Using the word appeal, I object to.
I think
Okay.
that Director Harness took an email that you had written as a request for an appeal.
No.
So you're clarifying now by
No,
saying this is not an
absolutely
appeal,
not.
correct?
I have that email right here, and this is what I said. This was to the 5 members who voted to close these, administratively close these 2 cases. And this is what I asked them, and I have not gotten a response from them. And the email was, please clarify how the 5 of you were able to approve the administrative closing of 2 of my complaints, CPC 06519 and CPC 06619, during your August 16th, 2019 special meeting, when I was not interviewed in those CPC investigations by CPOA investigators as required under paragraph 183 of the CASA.
Okay.
I have received no
Okay, so
response to
Chantal, I'm
that
gonna cut you
question.
off. Okay, so the email, no.
Oh, okay.
No,
No, I'm not just
no. The-
indicating I want to be up for comment after you.
Okay, so you sent an email with questions about your cases. Director Harness put those cases onto a section reserved for appeals of cases to ensure that the board would have a discussion about your questions and be responsive. You have all the time in the world to submit new information and request a reconsideration of the administrative closures of your cases. If you have more information, then send us the information and ask for a reconsideration, and we will reconsider it at that time.
Okay.
You're getting really, really lost in like a
No,
form
I'm
over
not.
function type of thing.
No, I'm not.
Well, I disagree,
I
and we're
disagree
not
with
discussing it further because this was a 3-minute public comment, and
That's
so
fine.
that, this is now closed and we're moving on.
When I gather my information and I want
You
to,
submit it to the CPOA.
I don't know what that means.
Submit it.
Do I send it to her?
Submit it to Director Harness.
Send it to
Submit it
Director
to the
Harness?
CPOA.
I think that's a conflict of interest.
Okay.
I'll send it to the chair of the board, because the way I see it, it's a board's decision now.
Well, the
It's
board
no
hasn't
longer
made a
business.
decision at all yet. The board hasn't.
Well, sure they did.
We
They
tabled-
administratively closed the
No, we
cases.
did not. We tabled it for this month's board meeting. So
Yeah.
we have
The cases
I
not.
have the
been-
findings letters
Just-
right here. You guys signed off on administratively closing these cases.
No, we
We
didn't.
did not.
We did not.
I've
That
got it
hasn't
on
happened
film.
yet.
I've got it on-
No, that hasn't happened.
It
Mr.
was
Hudson,
done
that
at
hasn't
July
happened.
16th meeting.
That has
So not the August 1st meeting, so
July 16th,
Holy
July
shit.
16th,
just.
Oh my God.
July 16th, those 2 cases were on the agenda, and the board voted to administratively close those cases.
Okay, so
Okay,
these are not your
corrected.
August cases. Sorry.
I have done
understood this to be
nothing.
August.
You, Mr.
Apologies.
Harness has been doing things with this.
My
okay?
apologies.
This
So-
is between me and the board, as far as I'm
Okay.
concerned. He's out of the picture.
Between
He's
me
done.
and you, between me and you, you are not asking for an appeal of your cases, correct?
No.
Okay, then we will remove that from the upcoming agenda as an appeal. If you have additional information that you want to submit to the CPOA office, that's the process. I can't do it any other way. You can submit any additional information
Whoa.
to reopen your administratively closed case to the CPOA office.
There is no published process on how I'm supposed to do that. And so since that's...
Isn't it in the findings letter?
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't tell me where I send that information.
Okay.
Okay?
So-
So I'll be sending it to you,
Oh,
because you're the chair of the board.
I'm asking you to send it to the CPOA office. You
no.
can send it to me as well if you want to, but do both, please. Meet me halfway here. Okay? Meet me halfway, Mr.
Well, as far as
Harrison.
I'm concerned, he's out of the picture.
I understand. I understand, but if you'll meet me halfway here, you can send it to me and send it
No,
to
I
me.
don't think I will. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
All right, we are moving on.